Okay, class, let's take a look at wait, let me do a little bit. Let me close the screen first. Okay, class, let's take a look. So basically, we are in our history of Buddhism. We start with the Sri Lanka. Let's take a look. Why do we start with Sri Lanka? Because some of you have missed the class. You see, actually, we are here, you know. Basically, I mean, just let's see. Okay, class. Let's see. Actually, we're in the chapter 7, the later history spread of the Buddhism. We finished the India and the Central Asia. Basically, it goes very brief way the history for this textbook. Okay, so now today we come to the Lanka. In the previous lesson, we talk about we talk about the extinction of the Buddhism. Basically, there's a few reasons for the extinction of the Buddhism in India. In India, the Buddhism flourished for 1,200 years AC. So before Shakyamuni Parinibbana is before Christ 454. It's about 500 to 600 years. So we add up 1,200, meaning to say 1,800 years history is in Indian continent. But after that, it's about 13th century, totally gone already. But at the same time, it's spreading to everywhere. So the reason for the extinction, number one, is due to the invasion of the Muslim. The Muslim, they start invading. They are very strong at the time. Second, because Buddhism, especially the monk and the sangha, they pay a lot of effort in the academic study, and they just confine themselves. They ignore the suffering of the people outside there. So this is the second reason. Well, if we try to review the way I see, even though we do some study but luckily we still will see the Tsuji, they go out and really helping the people and raise up the status in the society, the way I see it. Because a group of people just do the meditation, and I think maybe the other religion, they don't know the existence of this group of the people. But luckily, we are quite balanced in Buddhism. We got certain part people. So far, we don't see. The academic study is very rare in Malaysia. So the people like we are not academic study, but we do some. We really do some study. Also, not many. Okay, not many. A few Buddhist organization, but Theravada more on this study. And the meditation also more popular in Theravada. If a Nianfo is in Chinese, but this group of people, they are quite isolated. If they do very well, they prefer isolate themselves from the society. But we still see quite a lot of temple like in Brickfields, Tiratana, they are the Theravada, which run the charity. And then there's a one organized in PJ Old Tower. They run the rehabilitation center for the stroke, Siu Chen. See, you see, I'm able to name them, and they are quite long established in Malaysia. So we don't worry it happen. What happened in India will happen in Malaysia. I think it's very important, if let's say we are the only one, we are only group, then just do the study in this way, and we don't do the charity, we have the crisis, okay, and then maybe we'll be chopped by the government at that time. You see, it happened, So we review so luckily nowadays it's okay we do what we do and then now they got somebody from the like Tato Ang Chu Hong they start to initiate the academic study, and the Pinghai they start the academic study, so they have a collaborations with the University of Sri Lanka. They will be fine because they were still the minority to support the academic group in the Buddhism. Well, Muslim actually is still very strong in Malaysia. Basically, I think it's good they ignore us. What they bother is their brother only, this is a Sunni, I mean, what they mind is the controversy between the Sunni and the Shia only. They don't know Buddhism. They don't know who is Lu Tai Zhang. So they just let all the the Buddhism, you just go by yourself. So this is good lah, but we don't have much control. So previously, Lu Tai Zhang has been labeled as a calf, in our Chinese Buddhism in Malaysia. But basically, the minister, the affair minister, they don't know. They say, I don't know who is a Lu Tai Zhang, whether it's a Buddhism or the calf. So as long as they look like a Chinese and they're registered already, so we let them in only. See or not, this is what happening. So nowadays our problem is quite different. What happened in Indian? And then nowadays, Buddhism in Malaysia, basically, we don't act like Japan. Japan basically, all devotees just royal to one temple only. They wouldn't go more than one temple. The reason is the burial of the ancestor, the plaques, and also the ashes in the temple. If let's say you betray the temple will throw away all these things. This is for Japanese, it's very taboo, So that's why it ends up such Japan, no matter they serve the company or no matter they serve the monastery, they're very emphasized in royalty. This is the culture they build up in this way. In Malaysia, basically, we don't do in this way. Basically, people will just go. I mean, you can choose. More than one, more than two, more than three. But some organization, if you are the committee member like Tzu Chi or some, they will limit you. They say they hope that you can royal to them so that they have sufficient supply of the manpower. Manpower mean what? Mean financial also. So you have to understand why you join some organization, they limit your freedom. The reason is if let's say you go many places, once they need the manpower, you won't prioritize that. See or not? So this is what happened in Erdi now. Previously, we got some quite close devotee. The father passed away in the grave. I noticed that I can hardly call you up just to accompany me to do some chanting. The reason is I let you all free to choose your temple or more than one, and I let you have a free to prioritize yourself. So in the end up, while I'm asking for the cleaning, nobody turned up. So this is this is the shortcoming. Of course, people will like me because I say, oh, Sufi, you're very open. We can go many temple. You even can take leave. Sorry, I go to join the activity at other temple. So I take leave. I'm okay one, But for some temple, this is also a taboo, But for me, I'm okay. But since I'm okay, so end up, while I do the cleaning, no people turn up. So I mean, this is the pros and cons, but gradually now maybe the morning, I got 2 classes in the morning. One's a Tuesday, it's a Friday. Basically, all the attendee is the free people. So I will also ask them next time if I really need it, because in earlier we majority of devotees, they are the middle age and above group, So their parents or they themselves will pass away, and this is an important moment for me to present, right? I think you expect me to present, right? At this when you send me the message, you see. So that's why, but if I can go by myself. If I want to do a small chanting, I must be somebody with me, who can hit the wood fish or ding 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 with me, right? So far, no, so next time, if let's say you are available, you make yourself available, because next time when you need, the other people will available for you. This is the situation in earth. You do for somebody to do for you, or end up just I myself attend only, and just do a little bit consolation. That's all. Cannot do the chanting. So class, you get it, so you have to know, this is the ecology, Buddhism in Malaysia. Maybe I'm one of them, Mr. Leok, I think Theravada maybe the tendency quite same like me, right? Or mostly they will prioritize. They have the priority.
For nowadays, I also didn't go to their society. I'm so not sure what's going on.
What's going on? Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, never mind. That will be fine. So I let you know it happened in Erdi is in this way Okay. So we just try to do a little bit review also. So this is the reason, okay, Muslim invasion. Now you see, lay Buddhists are gradually merged into Hinduism. Well, the way I see Buddhism, the conversion of Buddhism to the Christian or the Muslim, well, it's not a major, it's not a hot topic so far, not a hot topic. So basically, we don't touch the Muslim, that will be safe for us. So the Christian the Christian dares to bully Buddhists only. They are not daring to bully a Muslim because constitutionally there's an infringement. Very serious. Okay. So this is what happened in Malaysia. Then let's take a look. Okay. Sankara described Buddha as the animal of the people, meaning to say they got some kapha. It's very strong. Because not the kapha, the non-Buddhist organization, the Sankara, he is very strong. He is very strong. So he is able to he able to convert the Buddhists to Hinduism through debating. But nowadays, no people through debating for the conversion, but through what? Sadly, through what nowadays?
Through marriage.
No, through internet.
Through internet.
Yes.
I thought through marriage. Interfaith marriage.
Internet faster than marriage. Who are able to conquer and master the internet very well? You can master the thought power. Am I right? Now everybody is a journalist. Journalism is the thought power in USA, in the Europe country. But nowadays, who manage, who can control internet, you get the thought power already, right? So I know this. Some they can play very well in the social media. They can earn a lot of devotee. So this I'm not strong because our video clip, the light very weak, very few people only, less than 10, 20, very few. But I think somebody do quite well in Mahayana Theravada. Like Theravada, I think Ajahn Brahm, the top, earn a lot of good people like Theravada, and also in Mahayana. Because now Hui Yu Fast also good in the short video clip. So basically, I just play my present roles. It's okay because that is for you to kill the very short time only. If you really want to go deep, you have to come back to my class. So I think I do my role even though very few people Chinese class also we go very deep subject, but they need I noticed that I'm not that interested to create all the short video clip to earn a lot of likes or the share. That one I think is not my expertise. I let other monk do so I just stand by here. Once people are already enough for a very short video clip, they want to come to me, then I can just help them. Okay, agree, class? You have to agree because because you don't help me also. Yes, Mr. Leong, anything?
Apart from it, I think now AI is also playing a very important.
Yeah. Recently, there's one Catholic use AI for the propagation, but badly comment that they criticize they really like a machine, no bond, no long-term bond, no short-term bond. They feel very cool. So far not that successful. Mr. Leong. There's one church just use it. Badly criticized by the public. Okay, so far okay, but usually anyway, I think AI nowadays it might kill everybody So the Europe they have a conference already. They want to limit they must set the limit to the use of the AI or human will gone within 5 to 10 years. Many expect yeah, including me, I might be replaced by the AI also. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, anyway, may I know, are you using Chat GTP? Anybody? Elena, cannot be like that. Okay, let me show you how to use it. You have to know how far it can go. We know this to protect Buddhism. Sally, have you ever used Chat GTP? No. Mr. Leong, have you ever used ChatGPT? No. So, Joey, yes, right? Also no. Okay, let me show you how to use the chat GDP. So we have to know a little bit regards this. Okay, so see, this is the chat GDP. People very scary to chat GDP nowadays. So let me show you why they're scared a lot. Okay. Okay, try chat GDP. Okay. Basically, okay, let me show you one strong point of the chat GDP and one of the weak point. So let me try to ask the questions. For example, okay, how to meditate? Where to find a teacher and how to meditate? Let's see. The ChatGPT is answering. Wow, you see, so soon, you see. Very soon, it start giving the answer, see. And you see, wow, not yet finished, you see. So this is the answer. You see what the ChatGPT answer. Like you say, I say, to find meditation teacher, you can explore following option: meditation center and retreats, yoga studio, community center and adult education program, online platform, local mindfulness meditation group. You see, when it comes to learn meditate, here's the basic guide to start. Find a quiet place, get comfortable, set a timer, focus on the breath, be present, blah, blah, blah. Remember, meditation is a skill that takes time and patience to develop. Having a teacher or joining a community can greatly enhance your practice and provide guidance along the way. See, that is the chat GDP. Basically, if you ask him to write a letter, the people mostly feel the crisis will be the translator and also the reporter, because they can write essay as good as them. And then if you put the examination question, the law paper in the Harvard University, just through the question to the ChatGPT, he managed to score 90% in accuracy. So that's why people get frightening. About millions job lost, gone already due to this ChatGPT. But anyway, it might not be accurate. For example, I ask a question. Okay. For example, who is Master Kaisin in Erti? Let's see the answer. Okay, he said, I'm sorry, as my knowledge cut off September 2021. I cannot find the information. Who is the Master Kaishin in relation to the Erti? Okay, looks good, but in Mandarin, he answered me as an actor in China, you know. He said, I'm the actor in the China, yeah, because the actor in China also used the nickname as a Kaixing, you know, so he thought I am he, you know, so he just put the example. So I post on the Facebook, everybody laugh. But of course, maybe now they are still in the improving version, they were getting stronger and stronger. So, but translation, they do very well. Okay, so you get it. So nowadays the crisis, I think might be the ChatGPT. Depends how we use it, if we don't use it well, we might be killed by it. One thing, next time if you get a phone call, that sound exactly like me and asking money from you, remember, it must be the scammer. Now, okay, Mr. Leong, I can just put some of your pronunciation, and then I can create a whole sentence like the story, exactly the sound from you. You know that? No,
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Recently only they prefer use to to target the uncle and auntie, especially the kidnapping of the child of the grandchildren. This is work very well because the elderly they are not familiar with the technology. Okay, so remember, Mr. Leong, you recently just been scammed, right?
No, the Facebook account.
Have been hacked, right? Who hacked you?
Who hacked? I don't know.
You
But I
don't know.
reported to Facebook.
Why don't you hack him back?
I don't know who hacked me. I think maybe you.
Yeah. No. Actually, you should learn how to hack him back. Okay, Mr. Leong. Basically, it's not easy to hack them back or find out who hacked us. Except you are technology savvy lah, or it's quite hard for us to know lah, but somebody they can do that. But Mr. Leong, I think you do a very good precaution steps. So you inform all of us, so we all know already. Regarding the simulation of the sound by the AI, the announcement already done by the Fo Guang San already, because of Fo Guang San master, I think more Fo Guang San, the Sangha, they're more involved in the fundraising. So they use their sound and start scamming already. So class, be careful. Elena, I think you go to Fo Guang San, right? So be careful. You get the message from Fo Guang San. Can be fake one. Okay. So I mean the crisis. We try to compare what happened in ancient India now. They're a little bit different already. Then let me see. Here is one more is the mixture for Hinduism and the Mahayana. Well, this is one of the reason why some Theravada quite anti-Mahayana. They say Mahayana, a lot of fabrication from the China people. But actually, if really is a fabrication, it should be by the Indian, not the China only. Because for Theravada, they don't know the history which happening in the Indian, basically. So they will claim that maybe the Wenshu Pusa, Puxian Pusa, or the Bodhisattva, there might be the mixture from the Vishnu, Krishna, from Hinduism and come to the Buddhism. So this is what they claim. Okay. And for those who study the academic prefer this statement a lot. This is what they see. But I disagree. The reason is I know some medium very well. It seems like the medium are able to see all these bodhisattva, but not the Buddhists, we ourselves. Because basically we cannot communicate with them. Okay, as a real Buddhist, basically we ignore and we don't like the medium. We so-called the professional Buddhism dislike them. But I don't know why. I make friends with a few of them, and they claim that they see the Bodhisattva, which is stated in the Mahayana text. So I believe they do exist. But just the scholar in the Theravada, once you disbelieve, you won't able to see, even though you get a jhana, because your prefrontal cortex will filter the information. You won't see it objectively. You don't see the thing you don't believe. So that's why Ajahn Brahma, they don't see Kalapa, because they disbelieve Kalapa, even though they got the jhana. You get it? So that is the reason. Okay. So Sally Elena, can you Mr. Leong, okay, can you accept? Do you accept me? I think the Bodhisattva does exist, not the mixture from the Hinduism. Yes.
Actually, I agree lah, because the thing is sometimes they have not experienced it themselves, direct realization. So they say don't have, not exist.
No, you mean you accept what I say, or you accept what Theravada say?
Accept what you say.
Okay, so you believe maybe if you have if you are the medium, you are able to see the Bodhisattva. So they are not a mixture, right? Something like that.
As long as we have the same frequency with them, I think we can see that.
And you have to believe them. But of course, but I think if we are able to see them, we should ask a wise question. What question to ask? How to meditate? How to do the vipassana? What texts you support? We should ask this. Because if you don't ask these questions, you're just asking. Maybe you're asking what happened in your future, what happened in the past regarding your fortune. So they will just become a medium or fortune teller only, the bodhisattva. So basically, if they are the real bodhisattva, they are able to teach you the meditation, the samatha vipassana, and the text. And maybe you can text them if they say they are the Samanta Patasika Bodhisattva. So we will ask, how about the Avatam Sakka Sutra? Do you believe the Avatamsaka Sutra? Because the Theravada claim that this is not the Buddhist. What do you see? So I mean, next time I met the medium, basically we'll ask this type of question. I asked, do you believe that Shakyamuni Buddha go to the 33 heaven and preach to his mother? Is this right? Then the medium answered me yes. I like this. Because this is very hard to prove. So if really you met the medium, you ask this type of question, so the medium will show the value, not just always we think a medium just cheating people, all this type of stuff. Mr. Leong, so I think we have Elena, Sally, you believe the Bodhisattva? You believe? Bodhisattva, you believe? Truly believe lah. But anyway,
Yes, I do.
yeah, you do lah. Okay. But anyway, sometimes if we see the Bodhisattva, we have to analyze objectively also. It's just because the hallucination due to lack of the glucose in the brain, or is it due to because too stress or what, or over fasting? We have to know what reason must be, but we have to out this type of reason, then make sure you see the real one, because physically you are capable to see the real one. Okay, got it because if you lack of glucose especially long-term fasting, you can have a hallucination. Yes, Mr. Leong, yes.
Sifu, isn't it everybody like us are bodhisattvas on the pathway to Buddhahood?
Oh, actually, we can hard to tell, except we can check out our past life. Except you can check it. But the way I see in Theravada, there's still a group of people, they are major in the Bodhisattva. There's a group of the people. And there's one case, there's a one monk meditate very well for the arahantship, but he feel, So his teacher, who is Arya Dhamma, go to check his past life. Finally, Arya Dhamma managed to check out that he make a Bodhisattva vow. The vow will hinder him from attaining arahantship. So that's why after the checking, he make a vow again to drop the Bodhisattva vow. After dropping the vow, immediately he reached the arahant stage already. So this is a very famous case. Reason. In the reason, the reason case, because Arya Dhamma is still there in Sri Lanka. Okay, Mr. Leong, get it? So meaning to say, this type of perception is still somewhere here and there, see. But in Theravada, you don't see a trend there for Bodhisattva, but more common in Mahayana, especially in China, Taiwan, and also the Tibet. Okay, okay, so this is a few things. If you say the crisis, this is the one. Yes, Mr. Leong again.
Sifu, even Gautama Buddha also says that before he was enlightened, he called himself a bodhisattva 3 times in the
Yeah, I think so. So there's but anyway, I think maybe in Theravada Buddhism, especially Thai, they purposely ignore the fact because if let's say Shakyamuni and Arahant, both Buddha and Arahant both are different. So what are the different? They must be involved for Four Noble Truth for Arahant and the 6 paramit for the Buddha. There must be what make them different is due to the item they cultivate is different one. So finally the 6 paramit Mahayana all will come out. But I think the Thai Buddhism and the Sangha, maybe they purposely ignore it. So I believe there may be some controversy due to during the council, the Sangha council. Some maybe the Orthodox and the elder, they try to control the information. They overlook the information. Do you know or not, actually in the Bible, ancient Bible, maybe in the Hebrew, there is a reincarnation. Do you know that or not? We heard that in the Vatican during the council, they purposely just tear this part, torn it down. They don't want the reincarnation in the Bible. But I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel this very interesting. I hope it is true. So we create some chaotic in the Christian kingdom. Okay, okay, so this is something Okay, this is we try to review. Okay, that's all only lah. In the previous lesson. Now we come back again to the Lanka, Sri Lanka. Okay. Yes, Joey, can you please read the passage? Lanka.
Lanka. The history of the island of Ceylon or Lanka, known as the state of Sri Lanka and its Buddhism, is chronicled in works such as the Dipawamsa, Mahavamsa, and Kulavamsa, respectively of the 4th, 6th, and 13th to 19th centuries. The island was well connected to many areas of mainland India through sea transport. The monks of Mahinda's mission of around 250 BCE brought the Pali canon in their memories along the developing commentaries. This continued to be orally transmitted until around 20 BCE, when invasion and famine meant that parts of the canon could be lost as monks died. A council was therefore held to see to the writing down of the canon in Pali and the commentaries in local Sinhala dialect of Indo-Aryan. Mahinda established an indigenous Sangha in Lanka, and his sister, the nun Sangamita, brought a cutting from the original Bodhi tree plant in. Sifu, I cannot see already. I have to scroll up. Thank you. To plant in the capital Anuradhapura. She also brought relics of the Buddha, which were enshrined in the first of many Dagarbhas stupas to be built on the island. Since then, Buddhism has been the major religion. The Sangha taught and advised the kings, and at several times in the island history, it influenced the choice of ruler. The Sinhalese have long felt that civilized life is impossible without the presence of monks in society. They required their kings of the Buddhists, and from the 10th century saw them as bodhisattvas. In general, the most devout kings have been the most active in social welfare, building irrigation works, supporting medical and veterinary services, and providing homes for the incurable. Education was supported via supports for the monks, who became the educators of the people. In the 5th century, the monk Buddhaghosa came to Lanka, and he had heard that extensive commentaries and the scriptures existed here. There, he was allowed to translate these into Pali, edit them, and add certain thoughts of his own. To prove his suitability for this task, he first composed the Visuddhimagga and Path of Purification, a masterly survey of meditation and doctrine, which became the classic expression of Theravada Buddhism. Lanka and other Theravada's land produced a thriving Pali literature, chronicles, commentaries, and sub-commentaries, and works of devotion, doctrine, and Abhidhamma. Of particular note in Anuruddha Abhidhamma Sangha, perhaps late 6th century, a systemic compendium of Abhidhamma.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, we try to digest first. Okay, Joey, the reading is so good lah. Joey, you are Chinese act, right? Chinese, are you Chinese act, Joey?
No.
No, you are English act, but you can speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Good lah. Hey, I think your Chinese is the best among them.
Chinese. I can speak, but I don't know how to read.
Oh, I see. Hey, I think your Chinese is better than Elena. Elena, flip more dictionary, please. No. Watch more China mainland TV
China
series.
mainland TV. Okay.
Then you
Learn
can
Chinese.
improve.
Okay.
Yeah, watching can improve a lot. Okay, Mr. Leong, finish. Thumb up, please. I can see. Okay. Oh. Class, this paragraph is quite relevant to us. Elena, why? Yes, we are studying the Abhidhamma Sanghaha. No, actually, we are tortured by Abhidhamma Sanghaha. No. You are tortured by Abhidhamma Sanghaha, but I enjoy. Yeah, basically, torture is just a joke only lah. But we notice that lah. Basically, Buddha, Gwasai, Anuruddha, they are very smart people. Class, you see, this is the history. You see, meaning to say that okay, class, once we talk about this, we have to talk about the history, and date it back, let's take a look. It is something to do with the history of the Buddhism. So let's see. Let me call out the map from the India in the first place. Okay, after Buddha Parinibbana, then our Sangha community start to split to 20 schools after 200 years. And we noticed that before Christ 200 years, the King Asoka, the son of the King Asoka Mahinda, accompanied with his sister Sumitri, they start to move down to the Sri Lanka, and they've organized themselves. We call it as a Tauya Timsa, because Tauya Timsa is the name of the Sri Lanka. But the other group of the Sarvastivada, they start to spreading to the Sibei, Northwest Indian, and the flourishing here become the Sarvastivada. But the story is regarding this group of people, and according to the text, according what we learned just now, they bring all the sutra in the memory. So meaning to say, because before 200 years before the Christ, there's everything is just transmit mouth by mouth, okay, including Hinduism. We, I think, also the other religion, they do it this way. But according to the text, accidentally we notice that the monks start dying out. Reason is number one, famine. Okay, and the second, getting less and less the monk want to become a monk. So they realize that monk is so important. Then number one, what they try to do, they try to put down the verbal sutra, the verbal text, the verbal to become the text. So at that time, they are using a certain type of the leaf. They put down, the words into the leaf. The way we see is in this way. We call it Chinese, we call it as a 背业经. Let's see. Anybody knows the Chinese name, the English name for this type of sutra? 背业经. Let's take a look. So this is how it looks like. It's something like that, or maybe even worse than this. Ancient time, the really ancient times. What we see, they just put down here. And basically all is in the Pali. According to say, it's the Pali. But one thing they're very smart. They do the commentary in the local language, Sinhalese. This is very important. Class, I told you that I've been in Holland before, right? Okay, just recently I went there, and I noticed I go to visit the Fo Guang San there, and I realized that basically they can only target the first generation of the Chinese devotee due to the language problem. The first generation come there, mostly they run the restaurant and they need the belief. And once you bring all the Chinese texts like Sui Chan, Da Bei Chan, all this, they can chant, no problem. But when you go to the second, third generation, mostly they study English and the local language. So that's why the Chinese people, we call it ABC, American born Chinese, Canada born Chinese, Australia born Chinese, they have the problem to understand the Mandarin. The reason is by speaking English, it's enough for them to go everywhere. Even when they come back home, they resist to speak Mandarin with their parents. Some they resist. So it ends up they're very bad in the reading. Nowadays, even though one of our devotees, they brought the children to come to me, they're able to read the whole passage. The reason of the Chinese community very persist the Chinese education. They say that today newspapers mention they say 一间也不能够少一間都唔可以少 Chinese primary school 一間都唔少得 because they're very orthodox and very persist. So that's why now I can easily get a devotee who can speak the Chinese and who can read the Chinese. But if you go to the Canada, of course, you are all the minority. I'm not criticizing you. I don't mean that. Okay, you are the minority who's the Chinese cannot read the English. But in Canada, all this country, you are the majority of Chinese, but cannot read the. Cannot read the Chinese. So the most crucial is they have to translate everything in English. In Australia, they already translate some Chinese text in English already. They realize the problem. They realize that. Okay, but for me, it's very convenient. I just keep on. So I think. So the way I see, in Sri Lanka, they use the local language to do the commentary. It's very smart way. Because if you don't localize your sutra, and finally you cannot spread it out. Okay, so this is what happening lah. So that's why in Amsterdam they cannot get a monk or nun after 20-30 years there, cannot get even one, The reason is quite hard, but I think in Malaysia, since the Chinese education is popular for many years already, 50 years above, and then Chinese Buddhism, the seed of the Chinese Buddhism could be planted in the soil of the Chinese easily. So that's why the monk, we can get the monk easy. You can get the number of the monk easy compared with in Amsterdam. Okay, so this is something how we talk about the localized. Then you see, once they start to come here, one thing is in Sri Lanka, the king realized that the monk, the monk is very important, and also the devotee noticed that the king must become a bodhisattva, so that they can popularize, they can make the Buddhism popular. This is very important. Politicians had to be involved. In China, why? If you go to travel in China, you can easily to see the temple dated 1,000 years ago. Why? Because I think quite partial of the emperor in China, they are Buddhists. So they will work hard, especially the hard way. They will pay a lot of effort, and they will sponsor a lot. Same in Sri Lanka. So most of the king, they are. And then, you know or not, in Sri Lanka, they got the relics there, I just see today, there's some traveling there's some vacation package from the traveling institution, from the traveling company. They have a relics there for Sri Lanka in certain month. So the relics, I suspect, is what which was brought by the Sumitra. Sumitra, which we mentioned, the sister of the Mahinda, dated back 200 years before Christ. I believe that is the one. So if let's say go to Sri Lanka, don't miss it. Don't miss it. So that will be the relic. And they mentioned that they brought out the Bodhi tree also. Where do they plant the Bodhi tree? Anuruddha. This is the place. Let's take a look. Anuruddha. If we go to Sri Lanka, Anuradhapura. So this is where the Sri Lanka, this is the way is the Anuradhapura. Let's take a look. This is Anuradhapura. This is the signature pagoda, Buddhism, the whole Buddhism pagoda, which is under the school of the San Wu. Okay, I forgot the name. Under one of the school. So if you go to the Sri Lanka, you still can see all this. The way I see, if let's say you really want to visit a Buddhism country, I think might be Sri Lanka, but not China. China is a history already. It's a past tense already. But Sri Lanka nowadays, even the king, I think also is the Buddhist. But they are more on Theravada tradition. But I think if I'm more interested to visit the Sangha community to see the Sangha education, I think I prefer go to the Sri Lanka rather than China. China more for history, history review, okay. So that is what we see there, But one thing is around the Anuradhapura, we can see the other school also. I cannot remember the English name. We call it as what? Always the Da Si Pai. Okay, I remember. So this you see this, they are under what school? They are under Mahavihara. They are under Mahavihara, the school. Class, do you see Abhyagiri Vihara? Class, do you see Abhyagiri? You see or not? Abhyagiri, right? Abhyagiri is they are very open mind that accept Mahayana. So according to the history, about 400 years, about 4th century, a monk, the name called Fa Xian, traveled Sri Lanka and stayed in Abhyagiri. The Chinese monk, Fa Xian, is about 4th century. Sally, do you remember? I think I distributed the video clip before. Not Xuanzhuang. Xuanzhuang is the 7th century. Fa Xian is the 4th century. So he's the one who tried to get, try to carve the sutra of the Agama, the Nikaya, the Agama. So after carving, so he finished. So he go back China through sea road. The sea silk road. not the land already. Remember, so just now we mentioned the development of the sea route also make the business easy and also help our religion. So Fasian brought it back to the China and then translate. Nowadays, we still manage to see the Agama which brought back by the Fasian from the Sri Lanka. If you go to visit Sri Lanka, must go to that place. You ask, four centuries ago, about 4th century, a Chinese monk come there. So they will show you where is it. Okay. So this is the story regarding the text. So let me go back to the origin, to the text, see any facts I omit before. So let's take a look. Okay, a few important things worth to be highlighted. Okay, Lanka. Basically, I want to talk about Lanka. If you meditate in the Chinese Zen school, there will be a sutra because the Lanka Vattara Sutra. Lanka Vattara Sutra. Okay, so this Lanka Vattara Sutra is only popular in Chinese Mahayana, and the Zen school use it as a guideline and a beacon for the meditation. Okay, so just write it down. So if one day you go to practice the Zen, especially in China, they will use it Lanka Vattara Sutra, and the Lanka means it's originated from Sri Lanka. Okay, get it? So Mandarin they call it as a Leng Qie Jing. Heard it? Leng Qie Jing. Okay, okay, you never heard it before, okay. And then next, let's take a look. Then here, basically the Buddhism is chronicled in the work Dipawamsa, Mahavamsa, and Chulavamsa. So you just remember all this. These three, I think they are more popular in Theravada rather than Mahayana. I mean that for the monk, Theravada, they're quite familiar with the Dipawamsa, Mahavamsa. We get our text from other sources, but not from this. Then you see through sea transport. Yes, the good word is the sea transport. The Fasian went back China through the sea transport. This is the Fasian. Fasian. Okay, Fasian. Sea transport. Fasian. Okay, let's see. Okay, I confused the Google already. Let me try. Okay, Fasian. Yeah, Fasian. Yeah, please write down F-A-X-I-N. Fasian. He is the Fasian. Okay, it's about 337 to 422 century lah. No. 337 and 422 year lah. I think I prefer to use English version which you feel more familiar. Yeah, Fasian. Yes, let's take a look. Yes, Fasian, you see, Fasian is a Chinese Buddhist monk who traveled by foot from China to India to acquire Buddhist texts. And the moment he traveled, his age is 60. So Sally, you are not old. Yeah, can you imagine? Hey, this is the destination, you know. Let's see. Okay, you see, this is a Xi'an, Xi'an from China. Then we go to the India. Basically, they're aiming where they aim for. Okay, we can't see that now. You see, this is the Xi'an. Yeah, Fasian depart from Xi'an and then walk through the Silk Road and pass through the desert of the Gobi, and then also maybe pass through the Middle Asia, and from here come to the India, and according to the legend, not the legend, according to he might be stopped by in the Bangladesh, Pataliputta, he stopped by in Pataliputta. Then later on, he through the sea transport, he come to the Sri Lanka, he discovered the sutra, and then he carved the sutra, then he go back to the China. Okay, so Mr. Leong Sally, never say you are old. Because Faxian really have heart, so he start his journey at 60 years old and travel to the China. What's the reason? The reason is due to the Vinaya. Because at Faxian time is about 300-400 years in China. Our Vinaya, Mang Vinaya, our Mang Vinaya is not popular in China, and we are scarce in the resource. So the only thing he can do, he has to travel to India and try to bring the version. So he brought back the version is under the Mahasangika version of the Vinaya, and sadly to say, it is not popular and up. So you see, lucky, even though you pay a lot of effort, but it might not be popular. It might not be. So if compared with Xuanzhuang, Xuanzhuang is more popular compared with the Faxian. But Faxian has a lot of records regarding the monastery lifestyle in Indian and also in the South. Some temple he do a little bit of record, but not many Okay, then next let's take a look. It's regard to the Faxian, you see. Okay, starting his others journey in the age 60, see? So the face look very old. Okay, he visits sacred Buddhist places in the Central, South, and Southeast Asia also, you see, including Southeast Asia, you see. Okay, then he describes his journey in this Buddhist kingdom. So you can, maybe a record of the Buddhist kingdom, you can Google search later, see what did he write, what did he record. It's very precious history. His memoirs are notable independent record by the early Buddhism in India. He took with him a large number of Sanskrit texts, you see, and which provide a terminus ethicum for many historical name, events, texts, and the idea therein. Where is it? Terminus post-queen and specify the non-limit of dating for even of the item. Okay, 探死是了。Terminus antiquum specify the non-limit of dating for even of item. Yeah, I see, very good lah. So this is from the Faxian. Okay, and so you can check a little bit lah. Then we come here. So this is a honorary Faxian statue in Singapore Museum. I'm quite surprised. It's in Singapore Museum, not in China Museum. So Elena, next time you go back to visit your relative, so you go to look for the Faxian statue. Okay, good lah. Okay, then next, let's take a look. Okay, now you see the monk. The name is the Mahinda Mission. Mahinda is the son of the King Asoka. So the Mahinda, the history we can go back to this. This is the Mr. Leong's favorite timeline Buddhism. Let's take a look. So this is the timeline. You have it. So you just put it somewhere. We always refer it. When we study history, we have to know the timeline. Let's take a look. You see. Let's see Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia, the Theravada. You see, 250 before Christ. Why we write out in this way? Because this is a time where Pandya Mahinda reached Sri Lanka. Pandya Mahinda reached Sri Lanka. So where it starts in the Sri Lanka. And from Sri Lanka, it starts spreading to the Myanmar and also to the Thailand nowadays. So the Sri Lanka Buddhism is very important actually. Then let's take a look. See, Mahinda Mission. It brought back the canon, and orally transmit only around 20 before Christ, meaning to say, they start have the writing, okay, invasion and famine make the monks die. And so the nun, the name is a Sangamita, see not. So it's a local Sinhala dialect. Okay. Then in the Anuradhapura, remember the place here, we're able to see the Bodhi tree also. According to the text, we're able to see the Bodhi tree also. In Anuradhapura, let me check whether I got the Bodhi tree or not. The Bodhi tree is claimed, brought back from the Bodhi Gaya. think maybe I have to search in this way. Yes, this body tray, Anuratha Pura from Body Kaya. Let's take a look. See, got or not? Yes. Okay. Image. Okay, Anuratapura. You got that, you see? Anuratapura, sacred body tree. I think supposed to be this one, but might be already passed through many generations. Because just how we count about Buddha Parinibbana is about 545 years, right? Okay, 454 is the time of Buddha born. It's more than 2,000 years. A body tree can hardly survive, sustain for 2,000 years. So it should be many generations already lah. But its origin from the body kaya lah. So just go there and meditate and feel the power. So Elena and Sally, you can absorb the power already after the Qigong. So Mr. Leong just meditate under the tree. Joey, in order to absorb the power, you have to attend our Qigong class. Sally, Elena, they just keep on joining. Why you keep on joining? Because you need an environment, right? Elena? You need environment. More free time for you, because you're very busy in your home taking care of somebody and no time to taking care of yourself. So better come to Earthy. Even sleeping in Earthy even better, right? Because everybody is doing the Qigong and meditating. How that you sleep deep, right? Okay. Then next, let's see. You see, she also brought the relics. So this is a relic of Buddha. I think we also can get in the Google picture. Please target this relic Buddha, Sri Lanka. Please target this in your next destination to Sri Lanka. If possible, I also must visit this. It's a tooth relic class. Tooth relic. Tooth relic. So we see where is it Let's take a look, see where is it, the tooth relic. A relic of the tooth of Buddha, okay, let's see. It's venerated in Sri Lanka. Let's see. Chettiya relic of the Buddha. Let's see the location, where is it the relic in Indian, the relic in Sri Lanka. Abhayagiri Vihara was first a point. No, we want to ask nowadays the tooth sanctuary, okay. Yes, here, Kandy, Sri Lanka. Please write down Temple of the Tooth, Kandy, Sri Lanka. So next time if we go, we manage to see the tooth from the Shakyamuni Buddha in this temple. So we target it, become our destination. Okay. I make it bigger, Mr. Leong. Okay. I think hey, class, can you take a look to the roof? The roof is under which culture? It is a Chinese roof or Japanese roof or Sri Lanka roof. How come it's like that? Who can tell me?
It's a round roof, Sifu.
What?
A round roof.
Round roof? I don't understand.
The roof is round.
No. I mean, this type. No.
But it's not Thai. It doesn't look like Thai. It doesn't look like Japanese as well, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit like Japanese, right? Something like that, right? The style. So that's why I skeptical. It's not original Sri Lanka building. Okay. So please target this. We target this place. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. Relic of the Buddha. Yeah, we should go. Then you see, okay, talk about the king. Okay. One more important figure is the Buddha Gosa. He is the writer for the Visuddhimagga, and you see Visuddhimagga. Visuddhimagga is very important. It's a classic expression of the Theravada Buddhism, but not really. Class, Visuddhimagga only highlight and uphold by Myanmar, but not Thailand. Thailand basically they just uphold the Nikaya only, because they said maybe in commentary a lot of additional from the Buddha disciple. It is not pure. They just want the pure Buddha words only. So basically, Visuddhimagga is not popular there. It's not popular in Thailand. You see, Buddha Gosa, you see, he translate, he edit and add. Okay, basically, Buddha Gosa is originated from the Brahmin. He was a Brahmin, but later on, after reading a lot of Buddhism texts, he was deeply touched and he converted himself, become a Buddhist monk. So this is the argue point by the Thai Buddhism, because in Theravada Buddhism, they always argue for the originality. Originality is the selling point. So basically, Thai, in order to get they will emphasize the originality through alleging that maybe Visuddhimagga had been add up a lot of stuff from the Hinduism. Why? Because the Buddha Gosa, he himself is the Brahmin, a very great scholar of the Brahmin. So later on, after the test by the Sangha community, he tests his loyalty and capability to digest all the texts. So he is able to write a lot of commentary and Visuddhimagga. But anyway, for us, because we are more open mind, so we don't bother so much whether it's originality or not. As long as the texts are organized very well, show you a way. Of course, there will be some additional. It doesn't matter. We believe him because if you really want to call for the originality, maybe end up just a few sentences only during the council. Of course, just a little thing only. How can you use the information to construct a meditation path? I think cannot. So we will. Consider some third party, some commentary, which is reliable. Then let's take a look at the Visuddhimagga. Then we talk about the Anuratthapura, is the Abhidhamma Sanggaha. See or not? Basically, class, once you finish Abhidhamma Sanggaha like a Form 6 study. After that, you go to the Visuddhimagga. This is the degree, first year subject. So without Abhidhamma Sanggaha, you can hardly understand Visuddhimagga. Basically, Mandi Visuddhimagga is a very sustainable course, especially for the audience. The people still so many. I think about 10 to at least must be more than 10 every class. Now already about 9 months already, but still many people. So I think more than 10, at least must be more than 10. Meaning to say that people realize that this is very helpful for the meditation. A class, the last chapter of Abhidhamma is a summary of the Visuddhimagga. So I usually turn it become the advanced study of the meditation for beginners. So once we reach there, I will just repack the courses, restructure the courses, make it become the advanced study for the meditation of beginner. Okay, that's the class for today.